Jesus said, "Those who are well have no need of a doctor. Only those who know that they're sick." But set that aside for a minute. Let's deal with real sins. Let's deal with real ones. Let's say that the Christian avoids the really big sins, the real ones, things like stealing, cheating on a spouse, murdering people. I think that we can all agree that those are real sins and they are things that everyone should avoid. But avoiding those things is not the same thing as walking like Jesus walked. It's the equivalent of being given a pardon, but still sitting in your prison cell. And the danger is that you could think that that's freedom. You could think that you are really doing something special, even though you're not doing anything at all. All it takes for evil to triumph is for so-called good people to do nothing. Avoiding sin is not the same thing as walking in freedom. It's just another kind of prison. And in fact, it might be worse because you can't see bars. You can't see the walls and the barbed wire. You might get the idea that you are free. And let me tell you, it is almost impossible to free someone from a prison if they think they're already free. The state of that person is worse than the one with the obvious demon. There's 7 other spirits far more evil than that demon living in that person. This year we're exploring the divine identity. As Christians, we take our cues about who God is from looking here at Jesus. For us, all theology is Christology. God is like Jesus. And in today's gospel, Jesus sets a man free from the demon that oppressed him. And in fact, that's what Jesus does all throughout St. Luke's gospel. He sets people free again and again. In chapter 4, he sets a man free from an unclean spirit, and he does it at a synagogue in Capernaum. He also sets St. Peter's mother-in-law free from a fever that oppresses her. In chapter 5, he sets a man free from leprosy. In chapter 6, he sets a man free from the ailment of a withered hand. Again, it's in a synagogue. In chapter 7, he sets a centurion servant free from his paralysis. In chapters 8 and 9 and 11 and 13, he sets a man, a boy, and a woman, and a whole group of women free from the demons that oppress them. In chapter 17, he sets 10 men free from leprosy. In chapter 18, he sets a man free from blindness. Like, over and over again in St. Luke's gospel, Jesus is setting people free. So as Christians, we would say that God sets us free. Because Jesus is the face of God. God is interested in our freedom. Which means that we, as the people of God, we value that life of freedom. We want to be free, and we want everyone else around us to be free too. We want to see the prison walls of sin and shame and guilt and all of that. We want to see those walls come tumbling down and people to walk out of those prisons as free men and women. But being set free from our demons doesn't simply mean that the unclean spirit has left us. It means that the Holy Spirit has arrived and taken its place. We're not just sweeping the house and putting it in order. That's good, so far as it goes, of course. But eventually, another demon is just going to set up shop there and mess up the place worse than it was before. A house isn't meant to be some kind of pristine museum. It's meant to be lived in. Freedom doesn't mean freedom from this or that ailment, or flaw or sin. It means freedom for a truly good life. A life that makes a difference in this world. A life that makes a positive impact. It means freedom to live the kind of life that Jesus lived. Jesus did not spend his life focused negatively on avoiding sins. He spent his life positively focused on walking in love. He didn't walk on eggshells just trying not to mess up. He lived his life actively seeking to do good. That's what St. Paul urges us to do in today's epistle. He says, be imitators of God as beloved children. Walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us. God sets us free from sin and for a life that looks like Jesus. True freedom is found in imitating Jesus. And that's how we can be recognized as children of God.